What up, though? How the frick are you doing? I hope you are having a wonderful day today. My name is Jonah Memes. Today, I will be telling you about another one of my dreams. So another Jonah Dreams episode. This one's kind of crazy. I mean, they're all kind of crazy. I always describe all of my dreams as kind of crazy. This one, if you read the title, is about a death game. Like, the Hunger Games. But I was in it. And I want to tell you guys my experience with that. Also, I have a new headphone, and I have my crappy old microphone that I used for the podcast in front of me. Why is this a crappy old microphone? Is because if I move anything on my desk, it will disconnect. Like, the wire is so flimsy, it doesn't connect, right? I'm just not going to touch my desk, and we're going to hope for the best, but that's why my voice sounds a little bit different this video. Anyways, that's also... I know. I'm gonna get to the dream. Just let me explain a few things. That's also one of the reasons why I haven't made that many videos. I recorded like 3 Minecraft videos, and then when I went into the editor, my voice was unhearable. You couldn't even hear me talk. And it's because the microphone broke. Or like, the headset broke. Like, it's already starting to break. I'm kind of sad, you know, freaking... crappy. I only had it for a couple of months and it's already deteriorating, but you know, it lasted me pretty long, so we're gonna try and just do this. Anyways, sorry about that. I just wanted to explain that for a little bit. Let's talk about my dream, everybody. It was a little crazy. It starts off with me eating in the school cafeteria. So this death game took place at school, and they should honestly make a movie out of every one of my dreams because they're always so cool. So I'm eating in the cafeteria, and what I have is I have a sandwich and I have a jar of Nutella in my lunchbox, right? And I'm sitting at a table with my friends, and I'm like, you know, we're just talking. I'm eating my Nutella, and I'm like putting my sandwich into Nutella, but it's like good or something. I don't know, right? I'm like eating Nutella, like with 2 fingers. I don't know why, okay? I like Nutella. I don't know why that was my chosen lunch meal in my dream. I guess my subconscious was just really craving some Nutella. And I'm talking to my friends, and I'm like, yeah, just random conversation. And they're like, oh yeah, like, Jonah, are you prepared for the death game later today? And I'm like, what? Like, I was like sitting there with Nutella. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he was like, don't tell me you forgot about the death game later today. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so stupid. I forgot about the death game. But like, it was something that was in my dream. Does that make sense? This death game was taking place. Like, it was an event at the school. And I had genuinely forgot. I wasn't like confused that there was a death game. I was just sad that I forgot about it, which is like a reoccurring pattern. I just forget about like important events or whatever. So I forgot about it, and you know, they start pulling out like weapons and stuff. Like, yeah, man, I brought this custom homemade like iron spear, you know, like I'm prepared. One of my other friends had like a mace, if you know what that is. It's like a spiky ball on a chain attached to like a handle, so you can like swing it, and it's like, yeah, I got this mace like custom forged just for today. I'm so excited to kill and to use it. And I'm like, I forgot. So the rules of the death game was that you got to bring 1 weapon from home, and you got to bring whatever you wanted to eat, because this event would take place over a long period of time, right? So that day, you know, typically all students went to go get like their lunch, because you can't, like, you want to save up all the food in your lunchbox for the death game. So not only did I not have a weapon, but I also ate my sandwich. And I only had like half a jar of Nutella left for like my meal. So I was like, man, this sucks, dude. So I'm just like thinking, I can't believe I forgot it. What am I gonna use for a weapon? And I'll explain more in depth on what the death game is. So come after school, you know, we're all lined up in like this eerie hallway from the cafeteria, and this death game takes place on the school grounds. So like, with the school being like the boundary, like you can't leave the school at all. But there's also like a park. Like, it was my old school, excuse me, Boiling Springs, but it had like a big park on it. I don't know. For anyone who went to that school, you know what I'm talking about. Not the park, but the school. So, anyways, we're all lined up, and then the announcer's like, this death game, we have a special event. It's gonna be in teams mode. You get to be in a team of 5 people. Okay? No more than 5, right? And if you and your team kill 4 people, then you get to live. You get to move on to the next round. So that's sort of how the death game worked, if that makes sense. You kill 4 people. It can be from any team. 4 people, and your team pretty much gets immunity, right? Like, you move on, you go to the courtyard, and you, like, get, like, you're safe. Essentially, that's what you need to do, right? So all these people with all these weapons, right? And I'm over here with half a jar of Nutella in my lunchbox and an eaten sandwich. And, like, there's nothing else. I just have a lunchbox with half a jar of Nutella. And so I walk over to my friends. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, right? We get to be on a team of 5 people. And they're like, yeah, Jonah, sorry, but we already have 5 people. Like, you can't join our group. And I want to make it clear, these were my friends from, like, Boiling Springs. So I was like, oh, man. Like, I was like, no. Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to have to kill 4 people? So I'm, like, looking around. And I'm looking for teammates. And no one. Like, every team is full. Apparently, right? So it's like, I don't know. I'm walking over to teams. I'm like, hey, can I join your team? And they're like, no. Like, you know, we're full. Like, sorry. I don't know if it was because I forgot a weapon or just because they hated me or something. I don't really know. I couldn't really put that together. I was just sad. So, come the start of the death game, I'm alone. Everyone has a team. And, you know, not many people have a full team, but I guess they just didn't want me to join. Maybe it was because I didn't bring a weapon. And they line us up from this hallway. So it's like a long hallway, which is where we were all lined up. And now it's like a bigger room, like a sort of like gymnasium style. And there's a big door right in the middle. And they're going to open the doors and like unleash the students. And the students have like 5 minutes of like immunity time. And this event takes place over a long period of days because you have to kill 4 people. And if you don't kill anybody, or like don't kill your quota, you will die after a week. So after a week of this death game happening, you will die if you do not kill 4 people. Just to make things interesting, if that makes sense. So I'm over here alone. I have a lunchbox with half a jar of eaten Nutella. Everyone else has spears, like freaking, like armor. Like, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe, like, silly me. And they opened the gates, the door, whatever. They opened the gym, and we're all running out, right? Because typically, in a death game, you wanna have a situational advantage, right? There's obviously places that are better to be in than others. If you can sort of imagine a school, it's a circle. This is like the courtyard, and then the school surrounds the courtyard. Does that make sense? So everywhere around the courtyard is school. It's like 2 stories of just pure school. Does that make sense? So we get unleashed into the courtyard to start. And I find one of the tiny, like, crappy trees. And I start, like, trying to break off a branch because I need a weapon, right? So I'm running. I hold on to this tree. And I'm really trying to break a branch off of it. But I can't. I'm too weak for it. And I'm so sad. And after like 2 minutes of trying, they announce like, 3 minutes of like grace period left. I'm like, oh frick, like gosh, this isn't good. I see other students like trying to break off branches too because they don't have a weapon. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. Like, I don't have a weapon. I've got some Nutella and there's people about to be murdering each other. So I just run. I run as far as I can. I'm trying to get to a certain classroom that I know will be of good quality. So I'm running, I run inside the school, run up the stairs, and get like a corner classroom. Like a classroom on one of the corners of the building, which only has one entrance via a hallway. So you have to go through this one hallway to get there, And there's only one door that leads into the classroom, which is why it's a good place to be. So I recognized that, and I was like, I need to be there because since there's only one entrance, it would be easier to block off. It would be easier to defend. It would be easier for me to kill people. I get there, right? Open the doors. I close them. I block the door, you know, barricade it. I'm like, I need a weapon. Like, you need a weapon, guys. You need, like, people got spears, you know, they got swords and stuff. And I don't have anything. So I'm looking in this classroom to see what I can find. I'm just looking inside of, like, drawers and stuff. And very luckily, I managed to find a sandwich box. You know, the packages of the sandwiches where you can open it and it's like you can lift up the lid and there's a sandwich inside. It's not like a packet. It's like typically like a plastic container. That's what the word for it. A plastic container of a sandwich holder where you can like put your sandwich in it for lunch boxes. I find one of those. But this isn't just any sandwich container. This is a gold-lined glass, you know, like reinforced glass sandwich holder, right? And like you lift it and you can feel the weight. It's like it's lefty, right? It's hefty. So I lift, I'm like, okay, this is heavy. I can use this to kill people. It's better than anything I found because if you use glass, it's dangerous, you know. I'd rather use brute force to kill people than like a sort of like a sword or something. Because brute force typically you don't really expect it. So I put my like, okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I put my half-eaten jar of Nutella in my sandwich holder. That way it will add more weight, like to the sandwich holder. That way when I hit people with it, there's half a eaten jar of Nutella of extra weight on there to hopefully help me knock people out. So I scope out my scene, right? So I'm here. I've got my weapon. It's my preferred weapon of choice. Out of everything I could have taken, I took the sandwich holder. It's like gold line, you know, it's extra heavy, right? Anyways, come a day, you know, I hear people like dying. Like they announced the deaths like in the Hunger Games. I hear people dying. I'm like, I'm not gonna get anywhere just being holed up in here. So then I start hearing footsteps in the hallway. And I'm like, okay, I got it. This can be my chance. But I was really scared of something, guys. I was having a little bit of a moral dilemma inside. I was thinking, wouldn't it just be better for me to die? Because I wouldn't feel comfortable living knowing that it cost 4 other people's lives, right? I was thinking, if I have to kill 4 people to live, it's not worth it for me to live. It's not, because that's wrong, and I would rather not hurt people, right? You know, I still have my morals even in my dreams, which I'm happy about that. So I was happy about how I was having this moral dilemma when I woke up, but I was thinking about that and I was like, well, I justified it by saying, if they're gonna kill everyone anyways, I might as well kill people to live. If they're gonna murder everyone who doesn't get 4 kills, I mean, I might as well live. Like, I'm just saying, like, you know, I might as well, right? Kind of a weird justification. You can hate me for it in the comments. I don't really care. I thought it was a good, reason for me to kill people. Whatever. So I start hearing footsteps. I'm like, that could be a team, right? That could be, like, a team that I could kill. So I'm thinking, I'm like, I got my sandwich holder in my hand. I quickly unbarricade my door, and I hide behind the door like this, with my sandwich holder in my hand. And my plan is, when they walk through the door, I'm gonna hit him from behind the head with the sandwich holder. That way it knocks him out. Like in the back of the head, you know, if you get hit with a bunch of weight on your head, you're gonna get knocked out, right? And then I would proceed to do the deed. Not the deed, but like kill, you know, like finish him. Yeah, not the deed. Alright, no, I'm not into that kind of stuff. I'm hiding behind my door. And this person opens the door, right? And I'm like, oh, frick. It's like this 7-foot tall, muscular man. And I'm like, why? I'm like, why, dude? Like, I can't reach his head. He walks through the door and he doesn't see me. So I'm hiding behind, like, where the door opens, like, on my side. He starts, like, walking. And I'm like, okay, I need to think fast because I can't beat this guy in a fight. He's 7 foot tall and he's muscular, right? He's also like bald, which is good. Bald is a good thing. That way his hair doesn't protect a hit. But I'm like, of course, this is my first opponent. Thankfully, very thankfully, he's alone. So that's one thing I realized. He probably felt so cocky that he could go, you know, alone and be fine. But I couldn't reach his head because he's 7 foot and I'm like, not 7 foot. So I'm like, frick. I have to think fast though, because if he sees me, I'm dead. He starts walking away from the door. And this is where like my Jonah super instinct kicks in. I jump on one of the desks, okay? Like, I just jump on one of them with my sandwich holder, like I'm swinging it, right? And like, before he could register it, before he turns around because of the noise of me jumping on a desk, I go like, yeah, boom! And I hit him right on the head with my sandwich holder gold-plated with half an extra weight of eaten Nutella inside. And he just falls to the ground. And I'm like, frick yeah, right? He's bleeding. But he starts yelling, okay? He starts yelling, he's like, ah! He's still alive! I'm like, oh, frick! Like, I gotta finish him! You know, I like do like a power move where I'm like standing over him and I jump up for like some extra air time and then boom! Alright, I'm like describing myself beating a man to death with the sandwich holder, but like, I didn't have a choice, guys. It wasn't a death game. So I'm beating him to death with the sandwich holder and I'm like, boom! Boom! He's like still alive after like 6 hits. He's like, ugh. I'm like, bro, just die already, right? Like, I'm sorry, but I gotta do this. So I'm like hitting him. Boom! Boom! And he dies. His weapon was a book, by the way, for those who are questioning what his weapon was. He had like a science textbook, one of those really thick ones that are like, right, whatever. So I killed this guy. I'm like, okay, cool. I killed someone, right? I'm not insane. So I'm thinking his teammates are probably gonna be looking for him, right? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, you know, like big brain Jonah smarts. I'm like, I need to prepare ahead of time when his teammates come through my door, because if they see his dead body there, they're gonna know that he died, and that's not good. I need to surprise attack them, right? I end up dragging his body, which he was very heavy, by the way. I'm like lifting him. I drag his body over to the window, which was in the other room. I open the window and I think, okay, I'm just gonna put him in the courtyard and hopefully they don't see him. So I throw his body out the window and he just crashes. You know, it's disgusting, right? Like his bones break and stuff. Cause, you know, it's like I couldn't really, whatever, right? I clean up the blood and I'm waiting. I'm waiting. That's what I'm doing. Because I know his teammates are going to look for him. When they all regroup, if you're scouting out, you're going to be like, didn't this person go this way? And they never came back. So they're going to go search. They end up searching. I'm a freaking genius. I have to kill 3 more people, okay? So I hear more footsteps in the hallway, right? I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to lock the door. Because, yeah, people are going to come in, but let's be honest, guys. I'm not going to be able to take 3 to 4 other people in a fight. I got lucky with this guy. I knocked him out, you know, with my thingy. And then I finished him off. But if there's 3 people that walk through the door and I kill 1, there's no shot. There's no shot the other 2 are going to kill me. So I'm thinking, and some people start knocking on my door because they realize this is the only room in the hallway that's locked. So they're like, bam, 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 bam. Like, open the door, like, bam, 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 bam. I'm like, bam, look, bam, 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 bam. But here's my freaking genius, guys. Okay, I want you guys, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything, but put in life or death situations, I can actually come up with some pretty good ideas. I notice, using my 3 trillion IQ, that the voices coming from the hallway are higher pitched. Higher pitched voices, all 3 of their voices, there's 3 people in the hallways, I hear 3 distinct voices, are higher pitched. You either have a higher pitched voice if you have not hit puberty, So you're a child. Or you're a midget. Typically. So I'm thinking I could take 3 children / midgets in a fight. I feel comfortable saying that. If there were 3 midgets in a fight versus me, I feel like I would win, right? Just saying. So, no hate to any midgets out there in the world, alright? I'm just realistically, like, build speaking, okay? I would take 3 midgets in a fight. Listen to this, guys. This is gonna blow your minds. I unlock the door, right? And I'm acting, my acting skills are legendary. I open the door, I'm like, what's going on? Like, y'all have been knocking on my door for 10 minutes straight. Like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, did this person come through here? Like, they were tall, bald, and muscular. And I was like, I don't mean no trouble, guys, alright? I don't mean no trouble. Like, 3 midgets walked through the door. I'm like, I don't mean no trouble, guys. Like, you guys can search this room, but just please leave afterwards, okay? I don't want any violence, okay? So they're like suspicious of me, right? But they're midgets. So they're looking around the room, and I cleaned up all the blood and I threw the body out the window. So they're not gonna find his body. And I follow them with my sandwich holder in the back of my pants. So you see my pants right here? I have my sandwich holder like right here, and I have my shirt over it. That way they don't see it, right? And I'm like walking behind them, like, you know, like, yeah, like, I got these guys, like, they're in my trap, like, they believe my bluff. And they're like, you know, like, we're sorry, like, I guess we were wrong. And then one of the midgets looks out the window, and they see his body. And I'm right behind him, and I realize that he sees the body. I grab my sandwich holder, wow, baby! I just knock him out, okay? He, like, brain explodes, alright? Like, my power is on another level. The other 2 midgets are like, whoa, right? And I'm not hesitating, right? Boom, right? Knock another one across the face with the sandwich holder. He goes flying, smacks into the wall like an anime, just boom, like, the other midget, you know, he starts getting his knife out. I'm like, no, boom, right? Just freaking knocked out, like, into the ground, the sheer power of my massive muscles. And I did it, alright? These guys were 1 shot, 1 kill. Other guy had to hit, like, 10 times for him to die. But these guys, 1 shot, and their skulls were, like, fractured in, like, 20 different places. Do I feel good about killing 3 midgets and a very muscular bald man? No. Did I have to do it? Yes, which is why I'm explaining it and trying to justify it. So, you know, I'm like, I feel good about it, because I'm not gonna lie, it was smart, okay? It was a smart move. I'm not gonna lie, I did a good job killing a very muscular man and 3 midgets. And my justification was, if I didn't, I would die. I'm just saying, alright? So, moving on, they said to call a certain number, on one of, like, the payphones if you killed 4 people. So I go to my nearest payphone. I call him, like, I killed 4 people, you know? Like, I actually ended up wiping an entire team. It was a team of 4. So the muscular man and the 3 midgets were, like, all on the same team. So I was like, I actually ended up killing all of these people. Like, and they were like, okay, please meet us in the courtyard. So I go to the courtyard, and I'm standing there, and all of a sudden this spaceship, like, above us beams down and just, like, transports me upwards. I'm like, moving on to the next round, baby. That was my dream of the death game. Let me know what you thought. Let me know, do you think you would have survived? I was unprepared, and I ended up winning after only, like, 2 days. So, would you have survived? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. That was today's dream. I hope that you enjoyed it. I will keep you guys updated if there's a part 2. I don't really know yet. We'll find out as time goes on. But I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Stay awesome. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out!